To the glory of God, children of God, we are here again with you. I'm happy to hear from you. I'm happy that a good number of persons are responding to what the Father is using us to do here. I sincerely appreciate you all for keeping on with us. And as I said in the last episode, all of us are in this together. All of us are in our Father's business, the business of God. And we cannot be here if you are not there. So together we work. We are still in the discussion of the creation of planet Earth. I'm trying to break discussion down to make it as simple as I can to enable you to understand. Some of the terminologies I try to avoid them because in course of trying to explain some of those terminologies, we may lose track. The important thing is first to have an overall idea of what this message is all about. And so welcome to the illumination class from the Church of the Golden Age, also referred to as Church of the New Age. In our last episode, I informed you that certain beings are involved in the creation of planets. I told you, our beloved Julius Investor of our own solar system, because that's our primary concern. I told you of the cosmic silent watcher for the solar system. I also mentioned to you the silent watcher for each of the planets, which we call the planetary silent watcher. And I mentioned the 7 Elohim of creation. Now let us start from the 7 Elohim of creation. Remember I told you that an Elohim is not the Almighty God. We call them creator gods. The 7 mighty Elohim involved in the creation of the planets, and specifically our own planet, are these: Hercules and Amazonia. I also know that there's a solar system known as Hercules and Amazon. The second Elohim is Elohim Cassiopeia and Minerva. The third is Elohim Orion and Angelica. The fourth Elohim is Elohim Purity and Asphere. The fifth is Elohim Vista and Crystal. Vista is also known as Elohim Cyclopia, the all-seeing eye of God. The sixth is Elohim Cassiopeia and Minerva. And the seventh is Elohim Arcturus and Diana. These are the 7 mighty Elohim. 7 mighty Elohim involved in creation. And as I said to you, these are gigantic, mighty beings of light. Very gigantic and very mighty. And at the arrival for this divine duty, they set to work. Let me read from the Book of Light, chapter 3. I read from verse 60. Please listen. The 7 Elohim answered the call of Julius and Vesta, and standing around the planetary silent watcher, studied intently the plan held within her consciousness for the earth, which it was their joy, service, and opportunity to bring into form. Verse 61. Their first activity in this direction was a projection of the mighty light rays from their combined consciousness, which formed the matrix of the new planet. So all the 7 mighty Elohim are working together. The projected light rays from their being that forms the matrix for the planet Earth, they are in the business to build. Verse 62 says, when this was done, they in turn summoned the directors of the forces of the elements and the lesser builders of form, the angel divas and the elemental spirits. In our first engagement, if you remember, I told you that there are over 80 elements. In this particular activity, 4 elements are involved: the air, the water, the fire, and the earth. It will also interest you to know that each of these elements have their particular functions, their characteristics. The characteristics of the air element is different from that of the fire element, the water, and the earth. Of course, we know here on earth that we have the water, the fire, the earth, and the air. Their characteristics, as all of you know, differs. But each of this group of elementals has above them their directors. So these directors of the elemental forces were now called forth by these seven mighty Elohim to get involved in the creation of planet Earth. Now, who are these directors? They control the activities of these elementals. They are their lords. They preside over them. For the elemental beings of the water, we have beloved Neptune and Lunara as their heads. For the air, we have beloved Aries and Thor. For the earth, we have beloved Pele and Virgo. And for the fire, we have Prince Oromasis and Diana. These are the lords of the elemental forces of nature. The angel divas were also called upon. And so the elemental spirits, the angel divas, the directors of the elemental forces of nature, whose names I've mentioned, have now come into play. Let us look at the next verses of this chapter. These beings magnetize the electronic light substance, filling in and fashioning the planet according to the instructions given them by the Elohim. You see, there's an arrangement, there's a plan. From the consciousness of the cosmic silent watcher, the planetary silent watchers took the design. From the consciousness of the cosmic silent watcher, the planet silent watchers magnetized the design. And now the Elohim did a similar thing. Having magnetized the design, the characteristics, the features of what the planet will be. Other beings, the directors of the elemental forces of nature, were now called. The angel divas came and the elementary spirits themselves. Now we're talking about these elementary spirits. Some people have always gone with the idea that the elementary spirits are demonic spirits. In the original creation, they were not. They were not. They were pure. It was the fall of man that tainted the consciousness of the elemental spirits. To the glory of God, not all of them were tainted. But man contributed to the fall of the elemental spirits when he fell. The fall of man will be a different lecture when we meet again. But for now, let us concentrate on the creation of planet Earth. The elementary spirits of fire, water, air, and earth went to work under the supervision of their lords, whose names I mentioned here. Of the things of the air, the elementary spirits of the air provided. Of the things of water, the oceans, the seas, the lakes, the rivers, the creeks. As a matter of fact, every collection of water we are put in place by the undines. The elemental spirits of the water are known as the undines. The gnomes, known as the elemental beings of the earth, under the supervision, working together with their Lord, beloved Pele and Virgo, created the earth's surface, put together the hills, the mountains, the valleys, the trees, plants, and whatsoever that you see growing on the surface of the ground, including those that grow beneath the ground. So how anybody can call such beings evil beats my imagination. The elemental spirits of the fire, known as the salamanders, created things of fire. And so we have both air, water, air, and earth. The air you breathe, keeping this air you breathe purified, is the duty that the elemental beings of air performs every day for man. And so the earth has all its features as you see it today. It was a deliberate design. This took millions of years to happen. You can see it as a very beautiful planet. It shows that higher intelligences were involved in the creations of what you see. And up to today, they are still maintaining what they have created and put into this planet. Remember, all of them were fashioned through the light substance. Whatever that you see today on planet Earth, and even other planets, were fashioned from the light substance. Everything was put in place. No chaos, no mistakes. Properly designed and executed project. And behold, a beautiful planet was born. The angels contributed their quota. The elementals contributed their quota. The silent watcher contributed her quota. The cosmic silent watcher contributed her quota. And of course, beloved Helios and Vesta, the owner of the solar system, brought about all that we've been discussing now. I know somebody may be asking me, this planetary silent watcher I'm talking about, what is her? Her name is beloved Immaculata. Immaculata. That's a planetary silent watcher. The cosmic silent watcher's name is Sakulata. This is how your planet Earth was fashioned. And like any architect usually do, having done the design, he will place the design depending on the law of the country at the project site. So as the civil engineer comes in, the construction engineer comes in and starts putting blocks and this and that together, from time to time they take a look at the plan. If what they are doing is in conformity with what the architect has designed. In a situation where the architect wasn't to say, no, this block or brick is not properly laid in where it should be, it will be removed and correction made. So you can see the beings involved in the creation of our beloved planet Earth. Now when the Earth was created, it was not allowed to just remain like that. It was created for a purpose. Remember earlier on we said that in conceptualizing the idea of this planet, the sizes, the location, the features, the characteristics of these planets were all designed. So the size of the planet Earth is not the creation of man. None of it. Man did nothing. He did not determine the size. He also did not determine the features or characteristics of the planet. It was also stated the number of life streams by souls that will inhabit the Earth. Today, from what science told us, the Earth is populated by over 8 billion persons. The Earth today is overpopulated, going by the cosmic design and arrangement. Souls are still coming into the Earth. And that is why, because souls are coming in, man will of course do his little to regulate the number of persons on planet, but they may not succeed in the end. Because there's a reason why that is happening. That will be a topic for another day. So the Earth was designed to be incarnated. Beings were to take embodiment on this planet. So those on Earth today are not here by mistake. It was a design arrangement that souls, mankind, should inhabit this planet and for a purpose. The Earth government was formed, and those who contributed to the creation of the planet are involved in the administration and management of this planet. But is mankind aware of that? For the Earth to be spiritually governed, a government was put in place, similar to what we have today on Earth, where humans reside. So we have the planetary silent watcher, beloved Immaculata. We have the 7 Elohim of creation. We have the roles of the ascended masters and lady masters. We have the directors of the forces of the elements. Beloved Lord Gautama, at present, is known as the Lord of the world. He is at the hierarchy of this spiritual government. So in the universes of God, the planets Father has made, there is order. Permit me to tell you too, that every nation of the world has spiritual government. Nigeria as a country has a spiritual government. Every nation. So well-advanced nations in the world, highly spiritualized and conscious nations of the world are aware of this. It's not something that they say in the open air. All we are trying to say is that every nation has a spiritual government. And if the leaders of the nation will search, will seek, will want to know, will want to cooperate with the spiritual government that oversees their nation, the world will be a better place. But today they govern the nations on their whims and caprices, what they think, what they choose to do. But it does not take away the duties that are being performed by the spiritual government. They want their level of intervention is to a certain degree, because man has been given free will to manage his affairs here. So they do not, as a matter of fact, interfere in man exercising that free will given to him. What we've described here is how this earth came. So the planet is an entity. The planet is a being. It suffers pain and pleasure and enjoys pleasures as well. So the elementals were already here, doing their job of maintaining the earth, until finally a decision was taken for souls to take the embodiment on this planet. And that's how you and I came to this planet. So we came from somewhere, my friends. You came from the realms of light and took embodiment of planet Earth. So sometimes when you say Earth is not your home, or when somebody dies, say he has gone home, I do ask question, which of the homes? So unconsciously, permit me to say that a good number of persons know that they came from somewhere. But when you use the word that the soul is going home, you are invariably saying that where the soul had been before it transition, before it lost the physical body, by what we commonly call death, it has somewhere it came from. And the realms of light are not of physical composition. And of course, whatever that you see came from the light substance. They were fashioned from the light substance. And that man came. You see, what we are saying here will keep some people thinking. And that will be very good. And that will bring us to the four basic questions. The four fundamental questions every man and woman should ask him or herself. Who am I? Brother, as we are there watching, the first question we put to you is, who are you? Dear sister, as you are there watching, the same question goes to you, who are you? And I ask myself the same question, who am I? Until man answers this question, he'll be groping in the dark. Because he will not be able to determine exactly what he's doing here. And I know that some of you at different times, looking at circumstances, you find yourselves or how things have been going on. You may be asking yourself, what am I doing on this planet? Why did I come? Why am I here? So I ask you a question. Who am I? Where do I come from? Why am I on this planet? And where do I go from here? If we are to answer the first question, who am I? Then we are going to trace the origin of who you are. Are you clay? Are you the soil? Your physical body is composed of the elements from the teachings of the great ones of light, who know better, who does not play to the curiosity or mental agitation of man, who have been informed that all of us come from the Father. We are sparks projected from the being, from the body of beloved Alpha. We are sparks. Conscious sparks that took individualization, called the white fire beings. We are living beings, conscious, given freedom to become what we should be. After having been projected from the consciousness of the Father, we resided in several realms of light, and by the process of evolution that has taken place millions and millions of years, we finally came to the Earth planet. So you are the spirit being. You are not a creation of mistake. So when it is said that you are a God, the fact, the truth is being said. How man came to Earth will be our next discussion. How the soul took embodiment here on Earth will be our next discussion. What we have said will agitate the minds of many. But as I said, time has come for the truth to be told. You have a right to agree, you have a right to disagree, it's your right. It's your free will. But examine what we have placed before you. Do you know this before now? I can say with some certain degree of certainty that you know, but while you are here, you have forgotten. And there's a reason why you forgot. Perhaps one day we'll discuss that as well. So how man came here will be our next discussion. You'll understand how you came and probably how man fell. Why did I say that what we have said today will agitate the minds, sometimes meet the acceptance or refusal of persons? It's because before now I've been told some certain stories as our religions have given it to us that we are earth. The Father came down and breathed into the clay, and man became a living soul. We do not quarrel with that. We are not in contention or in contest. But the new dawn has come. Ask yourself some certain questions. Examine what we have put across to you in the light of truth. Let your heart guide you. Make your prayers for revelation. It has been a very beautiful day. I want to believe that it has been a time well spent. May the Lord bless and keep you. May the light of God surround you. May the power of light protect you. And may the grace of God be upon us. I love you and I thank you for listening. I am your brother, the servant of the Father, and by His grace, the Grand Commander of the Order of the Ascension Flame, Baruch Basham. The blessings are the